All right, here we go. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Let me get comfortable. Let me get comfortable. Let me get comfortable. Make sure my mic is loud and my production is right. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Welcome in to another episode of Club Pizzle. Of course, I am your host, Don P. Pizzle, Pod God, Unk, all of the above. Best pod in the land, giving it to you in 45 minutes or less. Y'all know how I do what I do when I'm doing what I'm doing, right? Um, Thank you guys for y'all continued support of this show. Thank y'all for y'all continued support of this platform. I'm working out some kinks. I'm working with a new web host, and apparently Facebook is acting funny here. So Um, feel free to go to IG. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Feel free to join me on IG. Like it's live on IG. Go to YouTube. Eventually I am going to stop um putting it on Facebook actually live. I'll do the replay after the fact and put it up on Facebook since that's where most of my people are. But again, man, this is Club Pizzle. I am Pizzle. Thank y'all for y'all continued support. I greatly appreciate it. I'll never forget it. Dang, I done did this and I done put my hang on y'all. Give me 1 second while let me hold up. I am tripping. I apologize, y'all. I'm tripping, man. It's a lot going on over here. I'm working out sitting in a new spot. I didn't even pour me a drink, so y'all gonna sit here as I pour me another drink, or as I pour me a drink, as I try to crack my bottle open. I hope y'all can hear me as I'm trying to pop this bottle open. But again, man, we back. Y'all see, I'm sitting in a new spot. Again, I'm working with some different spots. I'm doing some different sets down here in my man cave. I'm chilling in my recliner. I'm not gonna recline back too far on y'all. I'm not gonna recline at all. I'm gonna just sit here and just do my thing, man. But where do I want to start? Um, quick announcements. Club Pistol presents Fall Through. That is going to be the name of the new show. I am going to be talking a lot of things Cleveland hip hop culture because Cleveland is where I am, and that's where a lot of my people are, and where the people that are doing their thing are. See, this is what I hate doing on live while I'm on live. But yes, everything Cleveland. I'll be interviewing people. I will be reviewing albums. So if y'all know anybody in the city who has an album coming out, who has a single coming out, who has an event coming up, who has a movie coming, I am interviewing everybody: rappers, singers, actors, comedians, movie directors, other content creators, other podcasters. Y'all are all welcome to come sit on the hot seat. I got a couple people that are willing to come and join and tap in. So come join and tap in. You know what I mean? Come on and have some fun. I will be starting the interviewing process like really, really soon. I've had a rough and tough time, you know what I'm saying, for a while, just trying to get myself together, trying to get myself back to doing this the way that I need to do it. I don't care about no headphones today. Cut that out. I got a lot going on over here. I really do. I need a producer. Anybody wants to be a producer? feel free to holler at your boy. Get off my screen. That's what I get. There we go. All right. So let's get this thing started, man. Y'all know how I do. 45 minutes or less. I'm gonna give y'all what y'all came for. Again, though, Club Pizzle presents the fall through. It is Club Pizzle, but it's gonna be fall through. I'm gonna be talking music. I'm gonna be talking a bunch of stuff. Okay, music, movies, stuff like that, and also full disclosure, we'll be returning to you guys really soon. Shout out to my co-host Jocelyn Brown. Shout out to my girl Tamir Reed from T Talks. I'm in the process of trying to build a cast for that show. That's why it's taking so long to come back. I'm planning on having like some sort of an ensemble cast and a rotating cast. I mean, of course, I'm the central character, but I'm gonna have a bunch of my different people. Shout out to Mr. Shredder. I know he said he's interested in doing that. I think my dog Congo would jump on with me. Like I got a lot of people. It's just some stuff out. But for now, here we are. Sports talk, best sports talk in the land. Regardless of what any of the magazines and publications and anybody anywhere says, y'all know I'm the people's champ. I'll always be the people's champ. Um, so let's get to it. NBA Finals. Game 3 was last night. The Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers now lead the series 2-1. They picked up the victory last night in another compelling game. Um, Benedict Mathurin was the guy that got it done last night for the Indiana Pacers. Um, Tyrese Halliburton had a decent game, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If the Indiana Pacers do get the dub in this series, Tyrese Halliburton won't win Finals MVP unless these last 2 games and the 2 wins that they get, or the remainder of the series, he has to go and play outside of his mind. Now, game 1, he did his thing. Game 2, he really didn't play well. Last night's game, he was decent, but it wasn't Finals MVP performance worthy. I would honestly say it's either Benedict Mathurin or it's Pascal Siakam. If I'm gonna be all the way honest, I'm gonna be all way. If I'm gonna be all the way 100, it won't be Tyrese Halliburton if they do win 2 remaining games. The 2 remaining games in the series. But looking at this series, I'm gonna be. I have to be honest. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm always keep it real with you guys. Even though the Indiana Pacers are up 2-1, it still feels like Oklahoma City is the better team. I still feel like Oklahoma City is going to win this series. And if Oklahoma City runs off the next 3 games in spectacular fashion, it would not surprise me. Because outside of last night's game, in my eyes, Oklahoma City has dominated the series. It should be 2-1 Oklahoma City. They just had a fourth quarter brain fart in game 1 and allowed Indiana to do what Indiana does, or what Indiana has been doing this entire playoff run. Being down in the fourth quarter, playing you close, wearing you down, and coming up with a win in the last second. Going down 15, 20 points and walking you down, that's that's absolutely crazy to me when I see it. Like that's a tough team there. And I can speak, and I'm speaking on the experience of actually seeing it in person in the playoffs. I was at the closeout game 5 with the building being electric, the Cleveland Cavaliers down at Rocket Mortgage. That building was electric, and the Cavs went up, and they just walked the Cavaliers down and got the dub. Tyrese Halliburton, when he's on, he's on. Andrew Nimbar, Aaron Neesmith, Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner. That is a hell of a starting five. All of those guys are 6'4", 6'5", and above. Miles Turner, we've seen for the last decade doing his thing. Coming off the bench, you have Benedict Mathurin. You have T.J. McConnell, who I can't stand. But if he was a Cleveland Cavalier, I would absolutely love him, if I'm going to be honest. And the Oklahoma City Thunder in spots in this series, they go through these droughts where they can't get anything. And where they're playing absolutely sloppy. But game 2, they dominated. Game 1 is that brain fart in the fourth quarter. And then last night in the second half, they just didn't. Indiana beat them last night. That was the one game I'll say they beat them. Shea didn't have the game that he would have. And somebody pointed it out to me. Shout out to my guy Greg McCurry for pointing this out, and I saw it too. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in the fourth quarter looks tired. He looks exactly how Donovan Mitchell looked in round 2 and how Jalen Brunson looked in the Eastern Conference Finals. That constant picking you up 94 feet, picking you up 84, 80, whatever feet, 60 feet, three-quarter court, full court, picking you up, that will take a toll on you. No matter how well of a conditioned athlete you are, you will get tired. So when I hear people say, oh, these guys shouldn't get tired, they're getting paid millions, it's science, it's human. Like these human beings, like these guys get tired. And Shea looked gassed in the fourth quarter last night. On top of that, game 4 is tomorrow night. So tune in. I'll be tuned in. But just let me take a minute to just applaud and celebrate. Oh my oh, there we go. There's a round of applause. A little round of applause for this series. Because this NBA Finals series is for me. This NBA Finals series is for anybody out there that is a fan of hoop. Anybody who loves basketball, you absolutely, positively love this series and love everything about this series, just everything. This is hoop at its finest. This ain't for the casual. If you a casual, this ain't for you, bucko. So go away. I'll say that. Go away. We don't care how you feel about the trophies on the court. We don't care if you feel a way about. We don't care. All of these people online, and this is what I get, and I shouldn't be online, and I shouldn't be reading the comments, but I do read the comments. However, looking at these comments and watching all of these people complain, no, no trophy on the court. Where's the decal? It doesn't feel like the NBA Finals. Listen, all of y'all NBA 2K playing head asses, we do not care that you don't want to watch it. You know why? Because there's a basketball game going on. Nobody gives a damn about the Larry O'Brien trophy being on the court. Nobody gives a damn about the NBA Finals logo being on the court. We do not care. Okay? What we care about are the two teams that are on the floor. What we care about is the pace of the game. What we care about is the defense being played in this game. What we care about is how the ball is moving around and how these teams are strategizing and how Rick Carlisle and Mark Daigneault are coaching their boys up. We care about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who y'all call a foul fairy or a foul merchant or whatever the hell y'all want to call him, getting to the midi and knocking the midi down. We watching Tyrese Halliburton be surgical when he wants to be surgical. I'm watching Pascal Siakam slowly become somebody that I enjoy to watch, and it doesn't look silly and goofy anymore. I used to think he reminded me a lot of like Anton Jameson and Paul Millsap. But watching Pascal Siakam and watching how he does work and watching how he gets things done, I enjoy it. Watching Chet Holmgren on the defensive end get busy, watching Chet Holmgren catch the ball three-quarter court, dribble the ball three-quarter court up, make a spin move, make a move, get to the paint. Watching Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Jalen Williams or Cason Wallace break down the defense and throw an alley-oop to Isaiah Hartenstein or Chet Holmgren. Watching Isaiah Hartenstein be a playmaking big man. Watching Miles Turner do his thing. Watching Nembhard, Nesmith, Mathurin, McConnell, the other Jalen Williams, Isaiah Joe. This is what we've asked for. People have complained about super team this, super team that. I'm tired of seeing the same teams in the NBA Finals. We got two teams, one that hasn't been to the NBA Finals in 25 years, another who hasn't been to the NBA Finals in 12. Different teams. There's no LeBron James. There's no Los Angeles Lakers. There's no Golden State Warriors. There's no Boston Celtics. But yet, you still want to complain. Sit down, shut the fuck up, and enjoy what you're watching, which is great hoop. This is exactly what I would have loved to see if my Cleveland Cavaliers weren't in the NBA Finals. Are two teams hooping and not just jacking up threes. And I understand that y'all get upset about teams just jacking up threes. These teams shoot a lot of threes, but I'm seeing a lot of mid-range. I'm seeing a lot of middies. I'm seeing a lot of dribble drive kick to get to the three. I'm seeing a lot of dribble drive, get to your spot, make the shot. I'm seeing a lot of full court defense, quarter court defense, half court defense, a lot of defensive pressure. Y'all saying these teams don't play defense? Look at what the Oklahoma City Thunder. Y'all have not been watching the Oklahoma City Thunder because they get to it on the defensive end. They get to it. So it confirms that all you internet mofos want to do is complain. Y'all complain about everything. I'm tired of seeing LeBron. There's no LeBron in the NBA Finals, and the ratings are low. We don't care about the ratings. Real hoop fans and people who care about hoop, basketball purists, this is exactly what we want to see. This is the exact thing that we've been looking for. Or two, and this whole market thing, and I'm going to get to that. All of this stuff that people are complaining about and worried about don't have a damn thing to do with the actual game. It's what Allen Iverson said, not the game. Not we're not talking about the actual game. Y'all talking about the trophies on the floor and how the floor looks. Do y'all think Shea Gilgis Alexander or Tyrese Halliburton give a flying fuck what's on the floor? Do y'all think they care? No, it's ridiculous. I get a kick out, and I get a kick, and I get a laugh out of how people complain about stuff like that. Y'all worried about the wrong thing. Listen, this NBA Final Series is the series that if y'all have kids that play basketball, y'all should be going to get them and sitting down and watching these games with them. These are the type of games, this is the type of basketball that you all need to be watching. Make your kids watch it and give y'all a homework assignment on what they saw. This is book report shit right here. This is textbook basketball. This is real hoop. This is what you've all been asking for. And this is why I do not like talking to certain people. This is why I do not like talking to fans because when you get what you want, you bitch about it. And I don't want to hear about the floor. Fuck that trophy. And what did NBA do? They put the trophy on the floor and y'all still complain about it. You can't please nobody nowadays. It's nasty. Y'all hate everything. Shut the fuck up and watch the games. Y'all are missing good basketball. This is the best NBA Final Series through 3 games that I have seen in quite some time. I actually enjoyed the bubble finals. The bubble finals was lit to me. 2013, 2014, Spurs and Heat were pretty lit. The Cavs Warriors 15 and 16 were great. 17 and 18 could have been something else. Thank you, Kevin Durant. But sit back and enjoy it. This is homework assignment shit for your kids. Y'all got y'all little kids out there that want to play basketball. Sit them down, tell them to watch this and study and watch Shea Gilgis Alexander. Watch how Shea Gilgis Alexander gets to a spot and gets his shot off and finds a way to make some of the toughest shots you will ever see anybody make. Sit your kid down, tell him, watch Tyrese Halliburton. Watch how he gets to where he gets to. Yeah, sure, he shoots funny, but watch how he creates enough separation with his footwork to get that funny, awkward shot off. Show him Pascal Siakam. Show him rookie Pascal Siakam. Show him 2019 Pascal Siakam, and show him 2025 Pascal Siakam. This is textbook shit here. If I still had a curse jar, I would have like $100 in that bad boy by now. But this is what y'all need to be paying attention to. Y'all worried about the wrong thing. Forget small market, big market, mid market. Nobody cares about that stuff but the people at the TV networks. And speaking of, before I get to that, I'm still leaning towards OKC in 7. It's been the best team in the league all year, 68 games, 68 wins, top offense, top defense. I'm not going to count them out until they lose 4 games, and then it'll be past the 6. Still got Thunder in 7. Now, I spent almost 30 minutes on that. We not getting out of here in 45 minutes, y'all. Y'all just hang tight, hang loose. Grab a drink if you got it. I know some of y'all partake in other things, but let's get to a few little things here. Now, outside of the basketball, I'm enjoying the basketball. I'm going to enjoy the basketball because I'm I'm hoop at heart. I love hoop. I watch hoop. I'ma enjoy hoop. Hoop is hoop to me. Okay? Hoop is hoop. And I'ma watch hoop at all times. It don't matter. I'll watch old hoop game. NBA League Pass on the NBA app. You pay $16 a month, $26 a month, whatever. You watch the old games. Y'all love the '90s so much. It's a ton of '90s games. They got NBA Finals going all the way back to the '80s that y'all can watch. And I ain't got none of the sense in the world. I watch them shits. Okay, but off of hoop, off of the actual game, I am not a fan of how ESPN is covering these NBA finals. I am not a fan of the pre-game stuff. It's bad. Media coverage of the NBA and the NBA finals has been dog shit for a long time. We are a long way from Bob Costas in the NBA on NBC and how pregame like certain stories are highlighted with these players, and you got to know a lot of these players. Where are these? I like Malika Andrews. I like um, the Warriors' former general manager. Stephen A. Smith is a former journalist. Kendrick Perkins, a former player. My question is why aren't they chasing these interviews down and doing these sit down interviews with these guys? Why doesn't Malika or or Stephen A have a Shea Gilgis Alexander, a Jalen Williams, a Chet Holmgren, a Tyrese Halliburton, a Andrew Nimbard, Aaron Neesmith, a Benedict Mathurin, a Miles Turner. Miles Turner's been with the Pacers for 10 years. I'm not watching a lot of this pregame stuff. I'm doing other things. I'm in the cave trying to figure things out and cameras and TV and all that jazz. I'm figuring all of this stuff out, so I'm not watching much pregame. But the pregame stuff that I do see that they put out online, it's all they're debating. They're doing debate shit. What is that? Get up, first take, even Sports Center, around the horn, rest in peace. Pardon the interruption. They have all of these other shows to do debate and talk about the New York Knicks and their coaching search. Kevin Durant trade rumors. Is Giannis Antetokounmpo gonna be looking for a trade? Y'all got all day to talk about that. Y'all got from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. to talk about that. That's a 13-hour window for y'all to talk about all of that stuff. When the NBA Finals comes on, when that pregame show comes on, the focus should be on the two teams in the NBA Finals. Y'all can talk about LeBron on Get Up and First Take and Sports Center and Pardon the Interruption and whatever the hell else show that they have on during the day up at Pat McAfee. Y'all got all day to talk about the other shit. When I tune into the NBA Finals pregame, I want to hear about Shea Gilgis Alexander or Tyrese Halliburton. I don't want to hear shit about the New York Knicks and their coaching search. I don't give a damn. At 7 o'clock, I do not give a damn who did not grant the New York Knicks permission to talk to them for their head coaching position. I don't care that Ime Udoka said no, or they denied you to talk to Ime Udoka, or or anybody for that matter. At 7 o'clock, I don't care. Talk about the NBA Finals and talk about the actual games and not a freaking debate topic on whether Tyrese Halliburton is a superstar or not, or whether Shea Gilgeous-Alexander can draw a crowd or not, or why is it two small market teams in the talk about the games. As great as Stephen A. Smith is, and congratulations on getting the big money. And as much as I love ESPN, and yes, I still do want to appear on ESPN one of these days. That is still the end game. That is still a goal of mine to get there. They are really, this coverage sucks. This is not the embrace debate thing. I'm over it because every single show is debate, 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 debate. God bless Scott Van Pelt, but Jesus Christ, what are we doing, ESPN? Get it together. I don't give a damn about the New York Knicks during the NBA Finals. I do not give a damn about LeBron James during the NBA Finals. I don't care where Kevin Durant is going to get traded to during the NBA Finals. After the NBA Finals, have at it. But during, the only focus should be the teams that are playing. And that's the Oklahoma City Thunder, who had 68 wins, and the Indiana Pacers, who are making one of the greatest runs in NBA Finals history, in NBA history, playoff history. Beating a former champion in Giannis, beating the number one seed in the Eastern Conference and the Eastern Conference favorite coming in, and then defeating the big, bad, big market New York Knicks. It's a hell of it's a story, y'all. But y'all rather talk about the New York Knicks coaching search an hour before the game, 45 minutes before the game, 30 minutes before the game. What is that? NBA TV, y'all ain't off the hook neither because y'all doing the same shit. Come on. Get it together. I'm hoping Amazon and NBC does something about that. Because I don't know how much more I can take. I used to love, I was a lunatic. I used to watch all of them shows going into the NBA Finals before the games. Whatever my work schedule was, if I got off at a certain time off of work, I was somewhere bunkered down watching Sports Center. All right, who's injured? Who's possibly going to play? Who's possibly not going to play? What lineup changes are going to happen? What adjustments are being made? And you would get that throughout the day. But now I got to listen to people debate. I got to listen to Mike Greenberg debate at 6 in the morning. I got to listen to Stephen A. Smith debate from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon and then get on Sports Center till 6 and debate again for him to come back on at 7 the damn clock and do more debating. That's not, come on. It has to change. I've had about enough of that. Can't do it no more. This I'm over it. Quick Cleveland Cavaliers tidbits, quick news. Darius Garland had surgery on his toe, which meant that toe was worse than they thought it was and worse than they let it on to be. Not sure if he's going to be back before the season starts. We'll see. They're going to be monitoring. They're talking about 4 or 5 months. Excuse me. So we're going to see. I'm tired. I'll be working all day. I'm a working man. These Darius Garland trade rumors are running rampant, and honestly, I'm over it. I'm gonna give y'all. I wrote down three of them, three of the potential teams. I'm gonna start with the latest one. The latest one is the Sacramento Kings. They're looking to try to acquire either Darius Garland or Trae Young. I find that to be funny as hell because guess who drafted Tyrese Halliburton, y'all? The Sacramento Kings. And they traded him. And guess who else? They drafted De'Aaron Fox. And guess what? They traded him too. What is going on here? Come on. I mean, seriously. So now, y'all looking to make a trade. If I'm Kobe Altman, I'm saying this conversation starts with Domantas Sabonis. The Cavaliers really can't do a lot. They're like 5 million over the second apron. And we only have like 12 contracted players. So they're kind of in a rut. They might be looking to like shed some salary. Listen, the conversation starts with Domantas Sabonis. And yo, if you got to trade Darius Garland and Jared Allen to get Domas, what say you? Yay or nay? Keegan Murray is someone else from Sacramento that I would love to have on this team. I think him and Mobley would mesh well. That gives Mobley an opportunity to play in the paint. And Murray playing on the outside. Murray's like he's gonna get better. He's only gonna get better than what he is. I can see that. I can see Keegan Murray being one of them. Zach LaVine, absolutely not. Too much salary and injuries. Anybody who says they would be willing to trade Darius Garland for Zach LaVine, allow me to laugh in your face. Because Zach LaVine is hurt a lot more than Darius Garland and has the injury history. And I'd say maybe to DeMar DeRozan, but that's me, and that's selfishly because I like DeMar DeRozan. I do. I'm a DeMar DeRozan fan. I've always liked him. I liked him when he was in Toronto. Here's one trade that I saw from the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it's a three-way deal that involves the Chicago Bulls. The Cavs would get Jaden McDaniels, Lonzo Ball, and the 17th pick in the draft. Minnesota would get Darius Garland, and the Chicago Bulls would get Dante DiVincenzo, Rob Dillingham, and Luka Garza. Not an ideal trade, but check this out. If I'm going to trade Darius Garland to Minnesota, yes, Jaden McDaniels would be one person that I would want to get. Rob Dillingham is another person that I would like to get. I did see a trade that involved just the Cavs and the Timberwolves straight up, and it was like Garland and man, I think it was Garland and Okoro or Garland and Dean Wade for Jaden McDaniels and Mike Conley. And look, I may not be the first to say this, or this may be your first time for me saying this. Mike Conley is Darius Garland, but 30 something years old, in my opinion, in my eyes. And Orlando, this is one that I've seen, and this one is less likely to happen now than from when I first saw this. Like a Darius Garland deal for like Jalen Suggs and Jonathan Isaacs, in which I say abso-freaking-lutely not, for the simple fact that Jalen Suggs is also more injured than Darius Garland. Darius Garland played 75 games last year. I don't think Jalen Suggs has played 60. Now, if I'm going to talk trade with the Orlando Magic, oh, and also Jalen Suggs has a big contract extension that he signed, and it kicks in next year and it starts at 35 million. He's young. I do like Jalen Suggs, and don't get me wrong, I do like Jalen Suggs. Dog at his 1 year at Gonzaga. Seen him up close and personal during the NBA playoffs last year. The only knock on him is injuries. If he's healthy, I put him next to Donovan Mitchell, and that is kind of attractive. But I need more than that. Same thing with Jonathan Isaac. Injury history, big injury history. He's been healthy for the last 2 seasons, which, cool. And Mo Wagner. Cleveland fans hated him, but that's the guy you would want on your team. You can't get Franz. Franz is the one. Franz is a potential superstar. Him and Paolo Banchero are a hell of a combination. It's just the right. They need that. They're missing that piece. And where does Isaac Okoro fit in all this? Would you trade Darius Garland? Would you put Darius Garland and Isaac Okoro in a trade package? Next week I will have like Jared Allen, possible Jared Allen deals. And do you put Isaac Okoro or a Dean Wade in those deals? I say that because those two salaries can help you get under the apron, Dean Wade and Isaac Okoro. But those are the three: Orlando, Sacramento, and Minnesota. I think it's less likely that Darius Garland gets traded, and more likely that you can move Jared Allen, simply because you do want to see more from Mobley. Evan Mobley's usage rate is going to go up. But again, we'll wait and see. Quick tidbits. Boogie Cousins is bugging. Now I don't know who's seen it. I posted it on my story on Instagram. But Boogie's wilding out. And now DeMarcus Boogie Cousins has been suspended and his contract has been voided from his team in Puerto Rico for making contact with fans. Now, from the video I saw, and I'm gonna just break it down. I wish I could show the video, but I'm gonna just break this down. He got into it with some fans. Some fans was talking some trash to him, and you can't hear what the fans are saying, but you can see the fans giving him the middle finger. Boogie Cousins proceeds to wipe his genital area and puts it in the guy's face to make him smell it. And that's when the guy made contact with him. Now, I know it's in Puerto Rico and it's different over there, but look, Boogie opened the Frank stand and invited him to smell the Franks. Hey, listen, man. What do, what can I say? What can I do? And then he proceeded to flip birds to the entire crowd. People threw some beer on him, and he was trying to get in the crowd. I don't know who those bodyguards were that tackled him, but there's a team in Berea, Ohio, that is in need of people who are willing to make tackles like that on people bigger than them. So, Andrew Berry called down to Puerto Rico. Go holler at them. I hate that for Boogie because I honestly think Boogie Cousins should still be in the NBA. There is a spot for him in the NBA, and a guy of his ability, still offensively bag all of that. He should still be in the league. Final thing before I get out of here. Last weekend, Michael Beasley defeated Lance Stevenson in a game of 1-on-1. The name of the league is not with me right now. It's like the next level, the next something like that. And I apologize for forgetting that. And I'm gonna make sure I remember it. I'm like, come on next time. But I have a list. Like this one-on-one thing, like these guys playing ones. I'm all for this. This is something that I would pay for. This is something that I would buy a ticket for and go and watch in person. With these retired guys. I did see Lou Will and Brandon Jennings do like a little preview 1-on-1. They went up to 3 on Gills Arena today. Now I know I'm gonna get that. I know I'm gonna get um versus Jeff Teague and Ty Lawson and those guys. But I got a list of some one-on-ones that I would like to see. And at the top of that list is Michael Beasley versus ISO Joe Johnson. If you know, you know. ISO Joe, ISO Joe, ISO Joe. I would go wherever this is. I would travel there. If it's less than 6-8 hours on the highway, I'm driving there. If not, I'll take a flight. I'm buying a ticket. I'm spending a weekend in that city wherever they hold it. Michael Beasley versus ISO Joe is worth going to watch in person. I want to see Raymond Felton go against Rashad McCants. Now, any of you who follow any of this stuff that's going on, or that has been going on between McCants and Felton over the last few months or few years for that matter, know what this would be. They both been online chirping at each other. They both been on their individual platforms chirping and talking trash to each other. I'd say settle it on the court. Ray Felton, Rashad McCants. Like some undercard matches I want to see. Pat Bev versus Tony Allen. To me, they the same dude. And if you want to make it more interesting, throw Marcus Smart in there too. Or you could do Marcus Smart versus Avery Bradley or something like that. Let's get it. Um, See, this is where I get off some trash. Ron Artest versus Vernon Maxwell. The Crash Out crew. The Crash Out boys. I would love to see it. I pay good money for that. But I don't think that would happen because Vernon says he doesn't play anymore. He didn't had like knees and hip replacements and stuff like that. But who or Ra versus Draymond? Should I pay to see that? Another one where I was on just absolute trash. Doug Christie versus Matt Barnes. Or how about Matt Barnes versus Derek Fisher? Okay, y'all, I quit. Enough. OJ Mayo versus Tyreek Evans. The piss test boys. This something we gotta. Yeah. What y'all think? Drop it down. Let me know what one-on-one matches you'll see. I'll probably throw a poll question up at some time tomorrow. Which retired NBA players or which active NBA players would y'all like to see play ones? I do have a list of guys I would love to see Mike Beasley play against. Carmelo Anthony already said no. He did on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. He was like, nah, he not doing that. He retired. Um, Rudy Gage retired. I would love to see that. Mike Beasley versus KD would get some traction, but I don't think. Well, Amon Shumpert said KD would do it. I'm not sure KD would do it, but that is something I would like to see. With that said, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I'm working out some kinks. I got a new web host, so my people on Facebook catching this later than usual. I'll try to get it on time, 8 o'clock. I'll be back next week. Um, Maybe we'll have an NBA champion. Maybe we won't. I'm thinking about doing a watch along for a finals game. It won't be tomorrow's game. Absolutely not. Maybe next week. Maybe game 5. If we get a swing game, maybe if Oklahoma City comes up with the win, I think the game 5 is on Sunday. Yeah, we'll do a watch along for game 5. Y'all can sit and watch along, and we can chop it up, and I can talk some other things, and we can get to it. But y'all know what it is, man. Always protect your peace, protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And always remember, creators, be great, stay positive, because negative energy is trash. Until next week, y'all. Peace out.